बैक टू अनदर वीडियो और आपका
स्वागत है।
आज हम लोग देखने जा रहे हैं कैप्टन कूल को, जो कि हैं
भाई MS धोनी,
और उन्हीं से रिलेटेड एक वीडियो देखने जा रहे हैं। टाइटल क्या बताएंगे मौज़म?
टाइटल है MS धोनी ऑन बीइंग कैप्टन कूल, फैमिली फेयर एंड टफ डिसीजंस।
तो चलिए जानते हैं कि कैप्टन कूल को कौन से फैमिली फेयर टफ डिसीजंस हैं उनकी लाइफ में, क्योंकि हमें भी बहुत कुछ सीखने का मौका मिलेगा। लेकिन उससे पहले
इस वीडियो चैनल का ओरिजिनल लिंक आपको हमारी वीडियो की डिस्क्रिप्शन मिल जाएगा। सब्सक्राइब किया, लाइक किया, शेयर कर, फॉलो किया इनकी चैनल को। उसके लिए मैं ब्लॉग चैनल लिंक स्ट्रीम लिंक भी हमारी वीडियो की डिस्क्रिप्शन मिल जाएगा। सब्सक्राइब किया, लाइक किया, शेयर कर, फॉलो
तो चलिए देख लेते हैं ये वीडियो।
I took a helicopter all the way to Vapi to hunt down the undisputed legend, MS Dhoni.
I myself am from Ranchi. It's not a very big city. I always say I'm a small town boy.
The world calls him Captain Cool, but is that actually a lie?
I look calm. Underneath what I have, I'm the only person who knows. The whole match is happening this side, and there's somebody looking at the spectators on the other side. That would get me a bit irritated. And scolding them in front of 40,000 audience and millions watching on TV is never a good idea.
When do you react?
Dressing room.
When it comes to decisions, what's your process?
I believe in gut feel. I should know the reason why I'm getting dropped. But there's only one request. Don't enter my room with an answer in your mind. Me, I can explain to you in the harshest word possible also, because you came in for an answer. I'll give you that answer.
Confrontations are hard then. We are breaking the secrets of his success as I meet him at Merrill campus in Vapi. They are building world-class medical technology and advanced healthcare system right here. A brand that is known for trust, excellence and the right timing. And no one understands timing better than the legend himself, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. How often do you come to Vapi?
Well, this is my first visit. I'm good at making plans that are abrupt. So one of my friends, is quite scared sitting in a plane or a helicopter. So he was like, yeah, abhi chalte hain na. We saw it was 1:15. I like, chalo, packing karte hain, nikalte hain. So we drove down. Took us 4 hours, and I would like to see the place more. क्योंकि रात में आया था, तो you don't get that vibes at night. Whatever I've absorbed, I quite like the place. I myself am from Ranchi. It's not a very big city. I always say I'm a small town boy, in the sense I love small towns, because you have a bit more time for yourself and all of that. So feels good being here. The only thing is I should have been here maybe 3-4 years back. But it's never too late.
You're often called as the Captain Cool, but tell me, have there been any moments on or off the field where you are like, bus, a bus?
I'm also human, so I feel the same. If mistakes happen on the controllable side, that I won't say angry, but it irritates me more, because I play a sport, so I understand, we'll win some, we'll lose some, but stuff that's controllable, most of those things are very simple. Have you rested enough? Let's say we are playing in Kochi, 9:30 start. Rehydration actually starts, 24 hours before, maybe even more. Whether you have done that. These are small basic things, If I'm representing my country, I have to be at my best shape. Did I do enough to be in that shape? What kind of a mental frame I'm in to perform, to make sure that I'm contributing. So these are the controllables. Performance often is not guaranteed. I may get out on a very good delivery. I may be bowling very well, but the opposition batsman, he can still hit me for sixes. So stuff like that, if that's not taken care of, that would get me a bit irritated. Like the whole match is happening this side, and there's somebody, looking at the spectators on the other side. I'm like, boss, the whole game is happening here. Why are you looking that side? You have a bowler to look at, you have a captain to look at, why you have to look at 40,000 people? You can't even identify anyone. So often, those were the ones which really irritated me. And there was a practical side to it, because I'll waste maybe 15 to 20 seconds trying to get his attention. Another 5 to 10 seconds moving him. And if happens, 10 times in a game, my over rate will be short, then I'll be penalized and all those things. So for me, it's not like I don't get irritated. I do get irritated. But the whole thing is I have to get the most out of everyone, and I have to groom them in a way that they don't repeat their mistakes. And scolding them in front of 40,000 audience and millions watching on TV is never a good idea, in when it comes to being around with teammates.
When do you react? After the match?
Dressing room.
Oh.
No, but
I want to be a fly in that dressing room.
Also, what I see is the person really sorry about, because we all commit mistakes. Is he really sorry about what happened? So sometimes you may or may not get to know, but if it happens a second time and still you are not certain, you address it. And I always figured out, with us it works the best when you take the person on the side and you tell them whatever it is. And you come back, because I want to address the problem. If I say the same thing in front of 15 people, which is my own teammates, he may not like it. So he gets stuck, he scolded me in front of everyone. So the whole emphasis upon, what was wrong and what needs to be addressed, वो तो sideline हो गया यार, सबके सामने डांट दिया. And I've realized when you take them on a side and you use harsher word, they're fine with it.
But सबके सामने मत बोलो.
सबके सामने मत बोलना please. So you have to, we deal with stars, so often, and I felt that way. Your tone is very important. The words you choose is very important, because I'm not doing what I am doing to put him down.
Yeah.
I want him to improve. So it has to be constructive.
Right.
Because my job is to get the
Nice,
best
you
out
both
of
agree
it.
to.
And often there's a process involved. The beauty is, like, we have to deal with 15 to 25 people. If we include the support staff, maybe 30 to 32, which is very manageable. You can understand each and every individual, how they react to pressure, how they react to success, how they react to failure, and groom them in a way that when I am not there, they can still take the legacy forward and do justice to the talent that they have got.
Wonderful leadership lesson coming in. I think be it the cricket team or corporate world, I think that's a great lesson. When it comes to decisions, you always have your decisions ready, or is it last minute? You sleep over it? What's your process?
Well, it's a mix of everything. What I've realized in, especially talking about cricket, we don't have the luxury of time. A lot of people have their own ways. Some do a lot of analysis. I believe in gut feel. Basically, gut feel is what? It's the experience that you have got. If you have been in that situation, let's say 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, you may be successful a few times. Sometimes, you may not have been, but it always teaches you. So gut feel is that instant feeling, what needs to be done at that point of time. And awareness helps. In India, we say we should learn out of our mistakes. I'm the person who says, if my friend is committing a mistake, I can learn out of it. I don't have to repeat the same mistake to learn out of it. Self-belief is important, hard work is important, you have to be honest. All those things are there. But when you are under the pump, when you are under stress, how you react is the most important thing. And I realized when you are calm, and often people misinterpret calm as being, 70 ka heart rate. No, it goes up. It goes up to a level, but you are able to manage it. Whatever technique you may have, different people have different technique. But you should be able to manage that chaos. And it shouldn't affect your decision making. As simple as that. Some people are hyper, some people are calm. It doesn't always mean the hyper person is not the ideal one. Or if I'm calm, I look calm. Underneath what I have, I'm the only person who knows. But I should be knowing that my decision can have a very important impact on the game. So in that split second, my mind is analyzing everything and it's coming up as to, honestly, I think this is the best decision. It may work, it may not work. And in leadership, you have to stand up and take that responsibility. Let's say it doesn't work. I thought it would work. You may or may not state the reason depending on the situation. But when you take responsibility, you are learning out of it. Because I'm also admitting, there was a fault. Often, we don't admit that, there's a fault. If you don't admit the fault, you will never work on it. So that's how, I've always taken it forward.
You did mention about how you often listen to your gut and your instinct. But we are also living in the world where everybody will give their advice. Would you then listen to your own instinct or maybe others' experience or advice?
Well, it's a mix of everything. If I have to be open-minded to listen to everyone, I need to have the intelligence to differentiate between the different advices. You need to have the honesty. It doesn't have to be my decision. My job as a leader is to make sure the people I am leading or the company I am leading is moving in the right direction. We are accomplishing the right result through the right means. Because, it's a constant process. I'm not the only person in the world who has an IQ or whatever, so that I have knowledge about everything. No, people have knowledge about streams.
Right.
Somewhere I can be excellent, somewhere I can be very bad. So let's say I'm a very studious guy in class, and my friend doesn't believe in studying. He's troublemaker, or he's like a sports person who's a troublemaker. He will know more about trouble. So if he is telling me, what we should do naughty right now, I have to listen to him if I want to do it, because he has more experience. So similarly, a lot of people with their experience, they'll come, they'll teach. I have to be open-minded to listen. I have to absorb more. Basically, आज के ज़माने में we keep speaking a lot, but the whole thing is to listen. And then when you have time, you have already registered it, you see what works for you. And then you decide as to, okay, this is the path, where if I go through this path, I improve as a person, I improve as a leader, and I can help others achieve what they want to achieve. So I feel honesty again becomes the key factor, that willingness or being open-minded. Good suggestion can come from anyone and anywhere. It doesn't have to be from an experienced person who's from the same field. It can be any random person. That willingness to explore it, rather than just saying, no, it won't work with me. Try it. You can try it for a small period of time. And if it doesn't work, at least you can say, I tried my best. I feel that's very important to have that kind of a mindset, because my whole life I'll keep learning, I'll keep improving.
So, as a part of leadership journey, I'm sure you would have taken many hard decisions as well, right? What do you think is tougher in that case? Taking these hard decisions or explaining these decisions to everyone as to why you took it?
So I was not very open when it comes to communication on tough decisions. Tough decisions you have to take, because you are given that added responsibility, because people think you can lead the people in the desired way. And now if you're talking about cricket, there are how many people who play cricket in India? There are how many people who actually do well every year, who are pushing every guy who's member of the team, to make a chance for themselves. So it's a constant process. You have to reward the domestic performances. And sometimes when you take a hard decision, as I said, I was not very open when it comes to communication, but I had a simple rule. You want an answer, because I always figured, if I'm playing international cricket for 5-7 years, if I get dropped, I should know the reason why I'm getting dropped. It's never the case that I don't know why I'm got dropped. You know the reason, but let's say you don't understand it. You may not want to acknowledge it. My room doors are open. Please come. But there's only one request. Don't enter my room with an answer in your mind. You have the right to ask the question. Fair enough. I will try to answer it in the politest of manner, with the reasonable tone and everything that can and should be done from my side. But have that open mind, where I'll explain why. And then if you still don't want to listen to me, I can explain to you in the harshest word possible also, because you came in for an answer. I'll give you that answer.
Confrontations are hard then?
It's not confrontation, usually you're just explaining.
Right.
People think it's confrontation, but somebody asks you a question, you're answering the question, as simple as that.
Yeah.
There should not be any hard feelings about it. Because if you are taking decisions, like which are ticking boxes, then in the long run it will backfire.
Right.
Because you're not honest to your job, you're not looking or trying to do what you're supposed to do in the best possible manner. Yes, you will have your preference. Let's say there are two people when it comes to talent, integrity and everything in the 19 and 20 in terms of performance. Everything is the same. Some will say this guy is 19, this guy is 20, somebody. Then you have the preference of picking whoever you want, because now you have your game plan in mind. This is how I'll use him, this is what he does, the flexibility that he brings onto the table. But the moment it becomes 18 and 20, you have to pick the 20 guy, whatever happens.
So your journey with Merrill started about 4 years ago. How has the journey been so far?
It has been a fantastic association, and we started with the COVID times, and that was the only time when you don't want a positive result. Throughout our life we are taught positive is good. So when you go for our examination results, we look for a positive result. But that was the only time everybody was looking for negative. The association has been great. Now looking at all the BTS moments, and shooting ads, it's always fun. With Merrill, a lot of them have been technical also. because of the field of work they are in. When you are into business, people often only look about the top end, bottom end, making money and all of that. But there's a spiritual side also to this company, where they want to contribute, they want people to be happy, and they want to contribute in a way that, it feels good to know them personally, and, all the very best to them for the future.
Absolutely.
I did try football. I was not great in football, so
Okay.
If
बात
not
तो
cricket,
किया
which other sport you would have chosen?
I just passed class 12 and I got a job with the railways. I was 18, and when I went for my training, everyone around me was 55. So I was like, beta idhar aao, beta udhar aao. So I'm the youngest, I could do.
From railways to world records, he knows what it takes to win. You did mention about Indian companies taking India to the global stage. We have global companies where we have Indian CEOs again doing extremely well. What do you think are the Indian values that are helping us succeed?
Our strength is that emotional connect, and that emotion backed with the kind of talent we have got, the professionalism that we have harnessed over the years. We want to be leaders in what we are doing. All those things, when they get together and when we make the right mixture, I feel that is the recipe for success, and we are quite good at doing it.
कुछ लोग होते हैं जिनको ना सुनने का बहुत मज़ा आता है, स्पेशली मुझे लगता है कि स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन या सब वो ऐसे लोग जिन्होंने अपनी लाइफ में बहुत सारी चीज़ें एक्सपीरियंस की होती हैं अपने प्रोफेशन में, उनके पास बहुत ज़्यादा स्टोरीज होती हैं. अभी अगर हम लोग देखें तो उन्होंने ऐसा कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में उस तरह से तो काम नहीं किया, लाइक अभी जिस तरह से एक ये सेमिनार हो रहा है और बहुत सारे लोग उनको सुन रहे हैं, लेकिन एक स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन की लाइफ किस तरीके से रिलेट कर सकती है डिफरेंट लोगों के साथ और उनकी डिफरेंट सिचुएशन के साथ, ये मुझे कॉम्बिनेशन बड़ा खूबसूरत लगा है, क्योंकि उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से अपने एक्सपीरियंस को मतलब एक लीडरशिप में चेंज करके कि जिस तरह से स्पोर्ट्स में लोग लीड करते हैं उसी तरीके से डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स में किस तरीके से लीड किया जा सकता है और क्या सोच कर किस तरह से डिसीजंस लिए जा सकते हैं.
यार सबसे मुश्किल चीज़ जो है ना वो होती है डिसीजन लेना. अगर आप किसी सिचुएशन में फंसे हैं, उस सिचुएशन से जो है वो निकलना एक टाइम तक आपके लिए काफ़ी जो है ना मुश्किल रहता है, क्योंकि एंड पे उन्होंने अपनी जो है वो, क्योंकि वो नेक्स्ट पार्ट आएगा, वो नेक्स्ट पार्ट में जो है वो उसकी बात करेंगे. लेकिन आज जो उन्होंने बात की है ना कि वाकई अगर आप किसी से मशवरा लेने जाते हैं ना तो मोस्टली 99% चांसेस यही होते हैं कि भाई जो आपके दिमाग में चल रहा होता है ना, आप अगले बंदे से वही सुनना चाहते हैं कि आप जो सोच रहे हैं ना वो सही है. और बहुत कम लोग ऐसे होंगे जो आपको जो है ना रियलिटी बताएंगे कि नहीं इस तरह नहीं इस तरह है. बेशक वो आपको प्यार से बताएं, बेशक वो गुस्से से बताएं या एक नॉर्मल वे में बताएं, लेकिन ये हकीकत है. आप जब आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स जाके कुछ करने का सोचते हैं फिर ही जो है वो ज़िंदगी में आपने कुछ भी अचीव करना हो फिर ही जो है वो अचीव कर पाते हैं. अगर आप बैठे रहें तो फिर कुछ भी नहीं होता.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन योर माइंडसेट कि आप किस तरह का माइंडसेट अपना रखते हो. बिकॉज बहुत मर्तबा ये होता है, अगर मैं अपनी भी बात करूँ, बहुत टाइम के बाद ये चीज़ें मुझे थोड़ी समझ आना शुरू हुई हैं कि चाहे खुशी है या चाहे गम है, उसके लिए हम खुद ही रिस्पॉन्सिबल हैं. कोई हमें ना तो उस सिचुएशन से बाहर निकालता है और ना ही मतलब किसी के आने से हम उस सिचुएशन से बाहर निकलेंगे. हमें ही खुद के लिए एफर्ट करनी पड़ेगी और फिर उसके बाद चीज़ें खुद ब खुद हमारे साथ जुड़ना शुरू हो जाती हैं जो हमें उस सिचुएशन में से निकलने के लिए हेल्प आउट करती हैं. बट मैं ये भी बात बोलूँगी कि डिसीजंस लेना, हम लोग जो बहुत इनडिसाइसिव रहते हैं लाइफ में कि भाई ये सही रहेगा या ये सही रहेगा किस तरह से, अगेन मुझे ये लगता है कि हम क्या कर देते हैं, हम लोग जंप कर देते हैं लास्ट पॉइंट पर. जो बीच का प्रोसेस है ना वो हम लोग कभी फॉलो नहीं करते कि किस तरीके से चीज़ें हम लोगों को करनी चाहिए या वो क्या स्टेप है, वो क्या आपकी तपस्या, अगर एक मेरे दिमाग में भी ये वर्ड आ रहा है कि वो क्या तपस्या जो हमें अपने फिजिकल और मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए करनी चाहिए कि हम लोगों के दिमाग में एक क्लैरिटी आए हमारे लक्ष्य को लेकर. सो मुझे लगता है जब आप स्पोर्ट्समैन को सुनते हो ना तो उसकी बातों से ना आप बहुत सारी चीज़ें एक्सट्रैक्ट करते हो कि आपकी क्लैरिटी ऑफ माइंड कैसे होनी चाहिए, आप अपने लक्ष्य तक पहुंचने के लिए कैसे रास्ता बनाना चाहिए. क्योंकि हम इतना अपने आप को जो अपना दायरा है वो इतना वो लिमिटेड कर लेते हैं कि उससे बाहर निकलकर हम लोग सोचते ही नहीं है। और जब तक हम अपने कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर नहीं निकलते तब तक हमारी लाइफ कभी भी बेटर नहीं होती। और अगर देखें तो जैसे उन्होंने भी बोला कि हमारे पास ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं होता जो स्पोर्ट्स की फील्ड में रहते हैं लोग, लेकिन उसके बावजूद वो ठक 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 करके कितनी चीज़ें, चाहे उनके साथ एक टीम होती है बट मेन फेस वही होते हैं, हर जगह तो उन्हीं को पहुंचना होता है, तो ये इतना आसान नहीं होता। तो मुझे लगता है कि वाकई में ये चीज़ें आपको खुद को ट्रेन करना पड़ता है। खाली मोटिवेशनल चीज़ें सुनने से कोई असर नहीं होता।
True.
वो सुनकर आपको टेम्पररी
मोटिवेशन मिलती है, लेकिन हर दिन आपको अपने लिए एफर्ट करनी पड़ती है, फिर जाकर चीज़ें जो हैं वो बेहतर होती हैं। और हर दिन एफर्ट करने के बावजूद मतलब ऐसा होता है कि आप रोज़ ये चीज़ अपने आप को बोल रहे होते हैं नहीं अपने नेक्स्ट डे भी करना, फिर आप उस चीज़ को स्किप कर देते हो और फिर नहीं अब हम अगले दिन करेंगे। और कोशिश करते रहना चाहिए। ठीक है, बीच में किसी दिन आएगा, उतार चढ़ाव आते रहेंगे, लेकिन मुझे लगता है उसको पकड़ के रखना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी होता है। बाकी पार्ट 2 भी मैं ज़रूर देखूंगी क्योंकि भाई मुझे बहुत मज़ा आया फर्स्ट पार्ट देखकर भी। और आप ज़रूर बताइएगा कि आपका क्या कहना है इस पूरे विषय में, आप किस तरीके से चीज़ों को डील करते हैं, क्या सोचते हैं, ज़रूर हमारे साथ शेयर कीजिएगा। मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, सब्सक्राइब करना। गुड बाय।